and welcome by the BYOU Podcast. In this podcast, I talk with the greatest people from all around the world. And today, I have a very special guest, Amanda Maloney, and she is mindset coach. And I'm super excited to share with you today in this podcast because he also teaches you how to have a money mindset, but also how to have a stronger mindset because your mindset is everything. So I would love to welcome you, Amanda. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Danique. Thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it. I love BU and everything you're doing. So I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about how you started as a mindset coach.
So, it's interesting. I do like to start almost from the beginning. So,
Tell me,
like now, I can say that I am an author, I'm a mindset coach, a business owner. I'm also happily married, mother of two teenagers, and really living a life I love. And I think
Oh,
that's so important to start with because it just wasn't always that way. So, I grew up here in the United States. I'm in the United States in a little suburb of Boston, Massachusetts. I lived with my parents and my sister and went to private Catholic schools right up through high school. I actually remember having long talks with my father all the time about the true meaning of life, and he liked to talk religion and philosophy, so that kind of always sparked an interest with me. But I didn't love school. I went on to get my associates in computer science and just went right out and hit like the corporate world. Worked in the financial industry for a bunch of years and then landed a job like closer to home in IT staffing. And I was there 14 years, did various roles, but mostly in project coordinating. I did coordinating, and then was a project delivery manager. And that was all nights and weekends and also really good commission checks. So that was great. And I ended up meeting my husband and got married in 2005. And then I bought our house in 2006. We had my son Michael in 2007. So we kind of, went year after year, a new challenge was happening and some exciting stuff. And after my son was born, though, I just couldn't do all the nights and weekends and everything that came with the, project delivery manager. So I did go back full time, but I went as a project coordinator. And then I wasn't having the commission check. So it just kind of, put a little change in our lifestyle. And then I should say too, when we bought our house, we bought it at the height of the real estate market at the time. And then within like a year or two, the whole market crashed. So we were in a reverse mortgage. So it was starting to get a little challenging. And a couple of years later, we had my daughter, Sarah. And then the cost of daycare for two kids was just, didn't really make sense. So I went on a jaunt of part-time jobs. And this is when, the financial stress was really starting to kick in. So then my father actually passed away in 2017, which was very sad. I was devastated. And it kind of just brought me back to looking into the true meaning of life again. Yeah. And I turned to a lot of personal development. I've tried Reiki, NLP, transcendental meditation, hypnosis, EFT, law of attraction, positive thinking, like basically you name it, I'm sure I've tried it. And it all worked. It definitely worked for a while, but it was always like short term. It never seemed to stick with me. And just because of our financial situation, I ended up going back full time to work. And I ended up taking a lower level position. I was years out of the corporate world. So it's like you had the pay rate to match. And not only that, I only got 2 weeks vacation. So I don't know if any mothers and families out there know with all like the school vacations and summer break and holidays and, doing everything with 2 weeks vacation. I felt like my whole paycheck was going to coming up with camps and different activities to keep my, kids busy while we were working. So, that was just, it was tough. And also I remember just scrolling on social media and seeing all the, seemingly perfect families out on their great vacations and, just got really kind of just in a tough position. So I ended up, all of a sudden the pandemic hit. So as everybody knows, that was just a crazy time. And I was still reporting to the office. My husband could work from home, but, he was on calls and we were trying to balance kids homeschooling and working, just like so many families out there. And I just remember being like, this is crazy. So I started typing on my computer. I'm like searching, okay, how can I find ways to stay positive and keep my family positive during the pandemic? And all of a sudden, this little ad pops up, and it's this, red-haired guy from Australia talking about something called Superconscious Recode, and it just really like piqued my interest. So I ended up going through the whole ad. I did some research and went through his masterclass program, and it really just was like a turning point for me because I fell in love. I just could tell I had grown so much, and ended up getting certified in this amazing work. And then everything just kind of started changing. I went to work part-time while I was building up a new business. So I started my business. I was inspired to write a book. So I've written my book. And that's kind of, how I got to this point, which is very exciting.
Wow. So it is not that long of a time ago that you went through this situation. So the pandemic is like, how many years ago now?
I'm probably four or five. Yeah.
Wow. So, and so the thing that you're doing now, that is from the study that you have followed, and is it like a stable? Is it like that you think, wow, this is long term? This is not like
this is long term. Yes, getting into this work completely changed my life. If you had, asked me a few years ago if I ever would be in this position, I thought I was that person that I would have to work 9 to 5. I'm going to sit at my desk all day and just, sit there and wait for my retirement. And, once I hit this work, it just opened up so much possibility. And it's just so important. It's like everybody's going through a trying time. I mean, mine seemed to mostly be financial. We obviously, dealt with some other struggles, but, this can be anything. Like if you're having problems in, your career, with relationships, your health, your, literally anything in your life. It's just been so, everything starts with mindset, I think. And it's key to living a life you love.
Yeah. What actually changed for you?
What's so interesting, and the reason, people ask like why I wrote my book, and I think because of the pandemic, there were so many people, like you couldn't get together all the time with people. So I was just really, in my studies, doing all this mindset work. And once I started seeing people again, and I noticed, and especially mothers, but I noticed with everybody, I was having these conversations and people were so just like busy and frazzled in the schedules. And it just seems right back to where, how I used to be. And I was like, oh, this is so interesting. Like, I'm not that person anymore. Like, I don't yell at my kids. I don't, they can frustrate me. But I think I just realized how much that it's helped me. So it was so important for me to, spread it to other people.
Wow. Wow. And how do you handle now when you have a stressful situation? And what is exactly that helps you so much?
Right. So, I mean, when you handle anything, like people talk about positive thinking, and I love that, but it's not realistic. You can't think positive all the time. Obviously, situations happen and challenges come up, and it truly is just to be able to realize that you have a choice on how you want to react to it. So when I have challenges now, you can, if something horrible happens, of course you can scream, you can get mad, you can do whatever you want, and just know that it's your choice though. And if you want to do that, I mean, there's times I still get upset, but I can come out of it so much faster because there's just ways that you can tap into just knowing that, even the challenges of a business, just having that resilience and seeing that end result all the time. I know some people don't love meditating or hearing the term meditation, but if you think of it as like a visualization, that has been so key to me with this work. So anytime that you really just get frustrated, you can just stop what you're doing, take a walk if you can, like a couple of deep breaths. There's, just so many ways you can redirect your time. Go sit with your pet and just, take a few minutes for yourself. I think self-care is so important. And I, think that that's what I've been trying to do, and it works.
Wow. It is so simple what you just explained, like sit and nothing, or go with your pet or outside for a walk. What is it? And what is your philosophy about the simplicity? Why do we want to make it harder in life? Like,
right.
oh, we need this or this therapy or this super difficult. Why be so simple?
It is. It really, really is. I think, and I feel like society does it to us too. It's so much pressure, I think, especially on women, to do it all. It's like you feel, guilty or like you're not the best mom in the world if you can't do everything. And the I feel like it's so much more empowering to have, a tribe, you could call it, or a community of like-minded people. When you surround yourself with people that are like you can rely on each other. It's like, it's okay to ask for help, or it's also okay not to clean the house today. It's okay to take a day off business if you need some time with your family. It's like, to find that balance is really just so important. And it's like, we have those choices. I think that's just what was so eye-opening to me, is we do have a choice to what we're going to eat every day. We have a choice of what job we want to do. We have a choice of which route we want to take to work. There's just so many choices that we get stuck in these little routines. And a lot of it has to do with our subconscious mind, which the work I do has something called a Superconscious recode. And that using intuition and muscle testing, you can tap into somebody's field, like your kind of like your higher self. People call it different things. We call it Superconscious, and help release, like let go of all those like old patterns and beliefs that you're carrying around that you don't even realize you have. Like so many of us have, you might see repeating patterns in your life, but not realize that it could have come from, 7 years ago, some ancestors, DNA that's with you. And you're like, I don't know why I can't hold on to money. I don't know why, I keep getting in the same relationship pattern. And it's probably something in your subconscious that's actually blocking you. And once you get into this work and you open up your mindset and you realize all the possibilities that are out there, and you learn how to use your own superconscious memory to just release that past, then you can really just start, taking action steps to live the life that you want, because it is possible.
Well, and is it so? And if you want to get into your subconscious mind, do you need to have a coach for that, or how does that go?
So my book, I think, is great. Like I have a lot of, tips and strategies that you can do. Some people, if you find a superconscious free code, someone tapping into your field a little strange, then you don't have to give permission. We all have free will, so you can still do coaching without that piece of it. I do find, it just helps a little faster. But there's so many things you can do to retrain your subconscious. It just takes time. It definitely takes like time and effort in consciously thinking about your thoughts and, recreating certain ways that you view things. The coaching style that we have, which I love, is to get out of a problem-solving mindset and into a creative mindset. So we find that, everybody seems to be living with all these problems, and we focus on problems. And, once you switch, you can actually focus on what it is you're trying to create. You'll notice that when that problem doesn't really need to exist, then results come a lot faster. So, an example could be someone who say you want to just lose that like last 10 pounds. You always have that 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds. All that focus goes there, and it's on the weight and it's on the 10 pounds. But if you can shift your mindset and say, you know what, I just want to create a healthy body I love, then suddenly all your focus goes behind that. And then you start finding ways, like your brain will automatically just find ways to do that. So, whether it's adjust some snacks, fitness, whatever it can be. But once you put the focus behind creation, it's amazing the kind of things that can happen.
Wow, amazing. And so is it about the focus, or do you need to be in meditative state, or?
So what we use is something called the Magnetic Mind program, which I love, and it's a 5-step process. And so with the coaching, if anybody was interested in the coaching, I do think that it's great. It's not something, people say what I have to do with my, the rest of my life. Once you learn these things, you can't unlearn them. So, but it's helpful. I want to say it takes a good, probably a year to make huge progress, but you'll definitely notice little shifts right away. And the 5-step program is, first, we have you, you choose what it is you want to create. So we always start there. We don't start with any problems. So, say you want to create a harmonious relationship. I want to choose a harmonious relationship that I love. And then we'll put you through either a meditation or a guided visualization. So you close your eyes, and we get into the feeling of already having that now. So we fast forward, say a year, whatever date and time, we put it out a couple of months and say, okay, so you've already had that. Now close your mind, and how does it feel? Because you want to get into all those feelings in your body, because law of attraction works, but we work by feelings, not by thoughts. So you really get into the feeling, and we'll just go through a meditation about that. And then we'll come back and you do a little writing exercise, because once you feel that and you know that that's what you truly want, that's when you kind of unpack and you say, okay, well, what is it that's in the way? Like, why do I not have this right now? And that's where all those subconscious things come up. So you write down all the things that are in your way. And, so many of them are time, money. I don't feel like I have the perfect body. All these different things you can commit to. And then we go into the Superconscious recode. So that's just a very simple, it's very gentle. You just close your eyes. It's another closed eye experience. And I, with permission, can tap into your field and just give like gentle commands. And it helps your Superconscious get rid of like some of those resistance that's in the way. And then when we come out of that, we just make sure that we do some kind of action step. So that's the 5th step. And it can be so small. People get, panic attacks over action steps. And it can really just be something very minor. Like I said, about the weight, you could just, decide to have a different snack that one day. If it's relationships, you could research, dating websites or some clubs that you could get into to start meeting people, even just start focusing on your current relationships that aren't romantic and just, make them better. Just very little minor things, because once you start, then your subconscious knows that you're taking action. And then the more that you do it and the more steps that you take, obviously you'll start making some good progress.
Wow, amazing. And because we're focusing on busy professional, is it like a super long program? Is it like quick? How can people who don't have time?
Yes.
How can they do it?
So I did create, I went through a course and then I created one. I tried to do it as like short and compact as possible because I was somebody with a busy schedule and I made the time. So it's definitely doable. Mine has 10, there's something that your subconscious has to hear first for the recodes to work. So the first one is like an intro class. And there's, I think, 10 altogether, including the intro. They're a half hour each. So you can, listen at a time that works for you. I do, say that you should listen when you don't get a lot of distractions, just because it does. Each one of them has a Superconscious recode session. And a lot of questions we do get is, how is it going to work on a recording? But it does, because it is, it has no space or time. Your field is just your field. So it definitely worked. And I've had great, response about the course itself. And that's like all the fundamentals. It has a lot of the science behind it. And then we also do workshops. I have a couple workshops coming up, and they're just an hour long. So you can, it's similar to the Magnetic Mind program with the 5 steps. Has a couple of different exercises. And just to get you going, like one I have is a winter mindset. And that's just like what, a lot of people say New Year's goals, and then it's hard to keep them. They might struggle and, okay, I am in this great mindset. I have all these goals. And it's like, oh, you don't have the motivation. It's just little ways to keep you motivated. It's just someone to check in with. It's to check in with yourself. So you can sit and say, you know what, if at the end of the winter, I want to look back and say, you know what, I got closer to my goals and I had a great winter and I added joy and I added fun. And then what would that look like? So you can sit and we'll go through, a meditation and the same thing, just little writing exercises and come up with some action steps. And I have that for there's probably a good 6 that I do that are regular on like health and vitality. Health is a big one. Loving relationships we do. Living a life I love is one all on its own. Being the predominant creator, just realizing that you are, the predominant creator in your life. And then I do like holiday ones and just all sorts of different ones. But they're a lot of fun. The people that take them really enjoy them. And there's all kinds of ways that we can do it. And I do one-on-one coaching as well. Wow. I have more in store. Yeah, that's what I have going on right now is the workshops.
Amazing. And I saw like that it is a challenge. And what is exactly the Winter Mindset Challenge and the Money Mindset Challenge? Can you explain more about that? Like, yes. If you want to go for it, tell me more about what can I expect and what is my end result?
Right. Yeah. So I started on the winter one a little bit, but basically we'll come on, we will decide, how it is you would love to see your winter go this year. Write down, some things that when we go and do the guided meditation that you can really get into it with your feelings. We'll go through a Superconscious recode, get rid of some resistance that's in the way and come up with some action steps. And then for the money mindset, I really enjoy, and that one is to figure out what your relationship is with money. We all don't realize like what's out there. Some people have no resistance to it at all, and have no problem with money, and others just, can't seem to hold on to it and always chasing it. And it's just to do an exercise to, see what kind of things are in your subconscious. Like, did you grow up with, money doesn't grow on trees? Did your parents say you can't afford that? there's all kinds of, different beliefs that we have about money. So it's just trying to get into understanding your relationship, and then we'll go through the same type of steps to make sure that you get in a more healthier, wealthier mindset with money.
Wow, awesome. So I'm super excited. When are those challenges?
Yes, so the winter one is on February 3rd, so that's coming up. And then yes, and then the money mindset is on March 3rd. And then I am going to plan to do one a month with different topics. And they're at 7 p.m., which is Eastern time. So if there's, and if you ever log on to my site, if there's any questions, definitely send me a chat. If you have a problem with booking or it's full or something, definitely send me a chat, because I will reach out and let you know.
Awesome. So every challenge that you have is like on the 3rd?
Not always. I that just happened to work out for me this month. I'll probably try to do one just for other time zones. Do one that might be in the afternoon, or do a Wednesday, or so definitely be on the lookout and keep track.
And where can I find you? On
so
the
I
website
am
and on BYOU. Can you tell me about your website and your book, please?
Yes. Yep. So my website is my company name. It's abundanttransformationsllc.com. And that has, a little more information about, me and my background. And there's a link to the book. The book is available through Amazon. Retailers can get it through Bookshop. But
yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. And there is also where they can get your course, right? With your videos.
Yes.
Go more deeper into the stuff that you are coaching. Is it also like the one-on-one over there, or is it like the coursing and the challenges?
Nope, it's one-on-one. Everything I offer is out there, and they have little intro videos also. So that's a great way to see what it's about.
Awesome. And are you on social media? Can we follow you?
Yes, I am on TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. Going to try YouTube soon. I'm not on there yet. And my name is Amanda Maloney. Most of them are Amanda ATLLC, so Abundant Transformations LLC. So if you look me up, you can find me there.
Okay, so I will include all your links and your social in the description box below, because this podcast will also be broadcasted on YouTube. So it will be nice if you also can upload this podcast on your YouTube. That is really nice. So we can include all your profiles in the link below, or on Spotify, Amazon, maybe you are listening on Google or on Apple. So I'm super excited. So listeners, don't forget the 3rd of February, am I right? And the 3rd of March, there is a challenge going on. So don't miss out, because I believe maybe 5 people can join now. I don't know how many people maximum. I think it's
right. I'm just putting it out. So we should have plenty of spaces. Yep. I think I have at least 15, I want to say, but they do go quick.
So excited. So don't miss out. Thank you so much, Amanda. I'm so excited for the challenge. I will go and book myself in now for the winter mindset.
Thank you.
And the mindset. I'm excited. So guys, don't miss out. And Amanda, thank you so much for
thank you.
Podcast, and have a beautiful weekend.
You too. Thank you so much.